Good evening, Nifties. Welcome to Knittery Nicole. I am Nicole, and we are a crafting community. So grab your work in progress, also known as a whip, and let's get started on our 10-minute crafting break. Tonight, I am not drinking anything because I'm actually ready for bed. But you know how I always say that it's like, oh, we should give ourselves a gift of crafting. And even though I am ready for bed, I thought, I could probably spend 10 minutes crafting. And so I thought I would. But I don't want anything else to drink because I've had enough for the day. At any rate, I am working on my decade-long baby blanket, which it's really kind of coming along. The thing is that it takes a long time because it's big, but I think it just shows that with 10, or let's say approximately 10 minutes each day, we do really make progress on whatever we're working on. I hope that you are also making progress on your craft. This is the gray repeat. So now I'm ready to start doing the repeats. I'm actually a fourth of the way done because I do 4 of these repeats. So actually I'm more than a fourth of the way done with this. And then I have the cutest little pattern for the next section. And it's so funny because I think it's called Intralac. And I don't know, I have, oh, actually, okay, so the pattern is not interlac because it is just going to be like squares of the knit, like probably 10 knit, 10 purl, 10, and then make little squares. But then the interlock is like on the sides, right? And it looks like you pick up stitches, things like that. But I follow this account called the Loose Threads account. And it's like for people who maybe they pass away or they become like incapacitated because they are sick or something like that, but their family finds their loose ends or loose threads, just whatever, their unfinished, their whip, their work in progress, but it's not finished and they can't finish it. Then a volunteer will come in and finish it up. And there was the last post. I'm going to also link them in the bio since I'm talking about them. The last post was about this girl, a woman who's probably, maybe my age, and her father used to knit and crochet and would always make them sweaters. And then so he passed away and they found the pattern. They found a sweater like partially made, and then someone came and finished it, and it was intralac. And I just loved it. And it had such a cute like boat neck, which is something that I always love because I don't like it when it like feels too tight around my neck. And too tight doesn't actually mean tight. It means like anything that encircles my whole neck. So I love a boat neck because it goes across, the shoulders. And this girl, she was kind of thin. So her shoulders, like it made the sweater like off of her shoulders, like on one side, which I thought was super cute. So then right away, I went to the comments and they said, oh, this is intralac. And then I'm not even sure I'm saying it right. And then so, of course, Dr. Google, I went running to Dr. Google and I looked up patterns and I found the pattern. I found the exact pattern, but it's on Etsy. I think it's only $2.50. And I think I kind of want to buy it because I loved it. But then I just feel like, oh, I have so many projects already at my house that I shouldn't go buying more projects. I don't know if you know, but I don't think I bought, except for I did buy those little stickers, the rose, like stained glass stickers. But besides that, I've pretty much just been doing projects for my own stash of projects. And I actually have more projects in my house that I have not even brought out. I have some that are not even started. Bless you. And so because of that, I feel bad, you know, buying a brand new sweater. And then, of course, I just did a sweater for myself, which was such a treat. And I love it. I wear it all the time. I usually try to keep one sweater in the car. And I also typically wear kind of like solid colors. So I feel like that sweater is perfect because, yes, like it just goes with like everything. It doesn't match perfectly, but it kind of goes with just everything I wear. Because I'm usually wearing like a solid color top and a solid color bottom. And then just throwing that bit of color on, or well, it's kind of a rainbow of color, an explosion of color. It always seems to just, you know, go with it. And like I said, not perfectly, but enough. And then the other thing is that, you know, it brings me a lot of joy because it's like dopamine dressing, right? It just like every time I see it, I'm just like, well, I made that. It makes me feel good. At any rate, so I can't decide if I want to make another sweater because this is the type of sweater, like when I made the cardigan, I feel like it's a cardigan that I knew I would wear it often. I knew I would wear it often. I knew I could wear it with a bunch of my clothes because I do usually wear solid color tops and bottoms. And so I just knew it would be worth it. But then if I make this sweater, you know, I mean, how many times can you wear the same sweater in 1 week, right? I mean, even if you wear it every week, like it was really, you probably had to knit that on like this size needles. And so it just seems like it would take a long time. So I'm not even buying the pattern yet so that I won't be tempted to make it. And, you know, just I keep trying to work on the projects that I have. But I definitely am thinking about it. And if anyone has ever done introlac, or if that's the name of it, you know, if you know the correct pronunciation, let's start there. And then secondly, if you've ever done it, I would love to see it. The sweater was so cute. And it was like, so the squares that went this way were pink, and then the squares that went this way were purple. And you know, that's kind of, you know, right up my colorway alley, or right up my color alley, or however you'd say it. It is getting pretty late. I've had quite the week, and I was feeling so exhausted. I came home we got home and we ate dinner, and then I took a shower right away. And then I was like, oh, I just need to lay in bed. And I kept thinking, am I going to go to bed at 6 o'clock? And I didn't. Instead, looked at some stuff on Instagram and played some of my favorite puzzle games in bed. But it's the first time this week that I've like kind of played on my phone. And so that was a little bit of a treat. I am still thinking about my other little crochet square. I really would like to finish it because I'm afraid that the block 8, right? The block 8 that we were working on, I'm afraid that if I get into a different mood that I won't be able to finish it with the correct gauge. Because I think that's what happened to me before. Like I had started out so good and then something happened and I was in a different frame of mind and it got all big, or I don't know. So I might be working on that tomorrow. At any rate, Nifties, our time is up. If you feel just a little bit more peaceful this evening or anytime that you're watching, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you subscribe, you know exactly when our videos, our knit crafting breaks when they are published. I don't know if you can tell, but sometimes my timing is a little bit erratic, but it's because, of course, I have a full-time job and I'm a solo mom and we do AYSO and, I'm kind of just caught up in a lot of things, but all things that I am privileged to enjoy. So I'm not complaining, but that's why, unfortunately, sometimes the videos come out, sometimes almost 2 together, or sometimes like 1 and then I miss a day or just whatever. But we are vastly approaching on a 60, which was my goal. And I'm just trying to think, I'm trying to brainstorm with some of the in-person Nifties about what we can do to celebrate 60 videos, because 60 was my goal, and 60s are really an important number in Asian culture. And so that's why I chose 60. And then we'll talk about other reasons because, mathematically 60 is a really, really, really good, like, fun number. At any rate, we'll talk about that on our 60th. So that's something to think about. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me. I'd love to see what you're working on Threads, and we'll see you tomorrow.